Hello and welcome to episode 164 of Controller Club, the friendly face gaming space, a podcast where three friends from three different continents share in one love, and that is video games. On today's show, we will ask the question, is the era of exclusivity dead? There was also a new Pokemon Presents, and we are going to be blind ranking, the best Nintendo platformers ever. But before we let's introduce ourselves. My name is Kleinfeld, and alongside me today, only one of my best friends in the whole wide gaming world joining us from across the pond. It is the digital art daredevil himself, Tom Drew. Tom, Lauren is not here. It is just the two of us, but we're going to have some fun. How are you doing? What's going on with your life? Nice Death Stranding shirt, by the way. YouTube, if you're not over on YouTube, go check it out because this is Death Stranding, correct?
It is Death Stranding. It's got Death Stranding 2 on the sleeve of it. It's like a logo. I got it at the event. I didn't I didn't explain this when I went to the event, but I sort of got this by going to the VIP area, but I wasn't supposed to be in the VIP area, but I got this shirt anyway. So it was all very serendipitous, and I'm very glad I got it. But no, as for me, I'm doing good. This weekend has literally just been a chill at home and play games all weekend kind of weekend, and you know what? I love that for me, honestly. But it is kind of like, obviously, like you said, Lauren's not here. And seeing her because she's at San Diego Comic Con at the moment. If you don't know that at the moment, but just seeing all the cool stuff she's up to, I'm like, man, oh, to be in that room, oh, to be in Hall H, oh, to meet all these cool people. I'm sure she'll have some stories when she's back. But doing good otherwise.
Yeah, suffered from a little bit of FOMO this weekend. We know a few people who are at San Diego Comic Con, but it's okay. We're here. We're doing the
Yeah,
podcast. We're having fun. There are plenty. There's
exactly.
too many games to play to head
That's
out
the
to San
thing.
Diego Comic Con right now. Like there's too much good stuff to do here at home than to go all the way to San Diego. But I'm glad that Lauren's having fun and a few other friends of the podcast, David Thompson from the direct.com, Russ Milheim, they're all really enjoying it and taking in all the sights and sounds. But that's not why we're here. We are here to talk about the latest and greatest in the video game world. So let's jump into it with the news we choose. Tom Drew, give us that jingle.
It's the news we choose. Yeah.
We start with me. Late breaking news, I guess. It was Friday afternoon when this came out, and we are about to ask the question, is the era of console exclusivity dead? Have you seen this story going around, Tom?
I've not, so this is fresh off
Okay,
the presses for
here we
me.
go. Let's get into it. Jez Corden, writing over at windowscentral.com. This happened late Friday afternoon. People discovered this. Over the past year, Microsoft leapt first into some controversial decisions regarding its first party Xbox games output, putting previously exclusive titles like Forza Horizon and many others onto rival consoles like the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5. At the time, Xbox's efforts to give up on console exclusives looked like a swan song for the embattled platform. Microsoft's Xbox hardware sales continue to look bleak on paper, faced with relentless competition from PlayStation and Nintendo. However, fast forward a few months, and things are looking a little different. A new job listing on PlayStation's official greenhouse hiring platform, shared with us by Hazador on X, suggested that PlayStation is ready to follow Xbox. The language in the listing suggests that PlayStation is ready to expand even more of its first party titles, such as God of War, The Last of Us, and Horizon Zero Dawn, over to competing platforms, including Steam and Xbox itself. The job listing is for a quote senior director, multi-platform and account management end quote specifically, and describes a variety of responsibilities specific to Xbox and PC. This is pulling from the listing itself. The successful applicant will lead a team that includes senior managers involved in liaising directly with Xbox and Windows PC platforms like Steam and Epic Game Store to build sales and relationships. PlayStation says the applicant will, quote, oversee the out of year, mid range commercial strategy for PlayStation Studios titles across all non PlayStation platforms, driving long term revenue growth and audience reach. Furthermore, the overview describes specifically moving PlayStation Studios software titles, quote, beyond PlayStation hardware, listing Steam, Epic Games, Nintendo Switch, mobile, and indeed Xbox consoles as well. This is fascinating. This job posting pops up. They have words in here. This beyond PlayStation hardware, they specifically mention Nintendo Switch, they specifically mention Steam, and they specifically mention Xbox. PlayStation games coming to PC, nothing new. We've seen it over the last little while. We've even seen some PlayStation games make the jump over to Nintendo Switch, but those are a little a little different. We've seen things like Everybody's Golf, which was traditionally a PlayStation title, that is being published by I think Namkai Bando, Bandai Namco on Nintendo Switch. But this to me, I might be reading into it too deeply. This to me looks like they are looking to go the way of Xbox as well and bring more of their first party titles to other platforms. The key phrase here, I think, though, is this out of year mid range commercial strategy. I don't think this means Uncharted 5 is going to come day one to Xbox consoles. But a year, 2 years down the line, maybe. Tom, I'd love to see what you think. Do you have any kind of top level thoughts on this? And do you think this really does mean the era of exclusivity is dead?
Yeah, I got a lot of thoughts about this. This is kind of insane. I mean, like, well, my first thought is that we've also almost already kind of seen this on the Xbox side too, because Helldivers is coming to Xbox in in month's time. So they're already kind of shifting things in that regard. Um, so yeah, I mean, honestly, if this is the case, then exclusivity might be dead, and like I'm kind of here for it. Like, I think if you can get in these games into as many people's hands as possible, I think that's only a good thing. I think it is kind of an archaic thing of having, you know, these kind of walls put up and preventing people from having the ability to, you know, play like God of War or The Last of Us, and it's similar with Xbox. Like, I'm so glad that those games have come over to PlayStation 2. I still don't know if like Nintendo. I don't think Nintendo's going to do this anytime soon, where they're going to hand over Mario, Zelda, Pokemon to other people. But I think this is a cool move, and especially if it is for these like, you know, games that have or they've been out for ages. Like, you might as well make extra revenue. I think, to be honest, I think the reasoning for this is in my mind two things. I think one, it's the fact that PlayStation Studios in recent years, you know, the output hasn't been like massive in terms of like, you know, we're getting Ghost of Yotei like the end of this year, but that's like the major title of this year. And like they probably want to make up for revenue in that regard of not being able to pump out stuff as often as they want to. And also the fact that a lot of their live service stuff has not like just panned out. They've had to cancel a bunch of stuff. Concord haven't
That's
obviously.
one way to put
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah. But the fact that they aren't making the revenue there, they're gonna have to try and find it somewhere else. And I think this is probably as good of a way to do as any. So I'm here for it. I think this is only a good thing.
Yeah, I think that they're honestly leaving money on the table at this point, not putting stuff everywhere. I mean, it's not as though right now Xbox is in a completely different ballgame. We haven't seen them do anything quite like a day one release on PlayStation 5 yet. There have been rumors that those are coming, though. There's been rumors that God of War E-Day, something like Fable, could potentially come to PlayStation, if not on day one, but within the first couple of months. I don't think PlayStation's in a position that they have to do that right now. I don't think they're going to want to do that right now. But people are so embedded in the console that they have. People don't really switch landscapes anymore like they did maybe in the PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3 era or PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4 era. You kind of play where your friends are, and whatever exclusives are on that console, you're going to play as well. But people are so ingrained with where their digital libraries are, with where their friends are playing, with the ecosystems that they love. They're not leaving PlayStation. They're not leaving Xbox. They're not. I guess Nintendo's almost secondary to this because most hardcore gamers have the primary Xbox and PlayStation console, and then also happen to have a Nintendo console.
Hmm.
So I think it is a smart idea. Again, Spider-Man 3 probably not coming to Xbox the same day it comes to PS5, but 2 years down the line, I can totally see them starting something with this. They have this role in place. Maybe sometime next year they go, "Hey, guess what? We are releasing Spider-Man 1 on Switch 2 and Xbox. We're releasing God of War, maybe The Last of Us," because those are major franchise. They would make a lot of money. Um, I don't know if you've seen the sales numbers that have been going around for 2025 to date. In the first half of 2025, the most successful game, like not ongoing game, the most successful game sales wise on the PlayStation Store, Forza Horizon 5. That's a game that's a few years old. It's an
Hmm.
Xbox game, And that is money that Xbox was simply leaving on the table, holding it behind their gate. And so PlayStation doing the exact same thing with their older games as well. If they were to release God of War, if they were to release the Uncharted collection on Xbox, on Nintendo even, I think that they would see dollar signs.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing I really want to see. I want to see stuff running on Switch too. I want to see like can
Let me play
Horizon
Bloodborne on
Forbidden West.
Switch too. Let me tell you what, okay?
Oh,
Do a Bloodborne
yeah.
director's cut
Oh
or
my
whatever,
god,
60 frames per second, put it on Switch. Oh my god.
that would be crazy. I mean, we know they have the relationship now from software, but they have that exclusive
They own
Souls game.
PlayStation owns the Bloodborne. They own that. That's not a From Software thing. So like they can do
Oh yeah,
whatever
I
the hell
guess
they
so.
want with it.
That's true, I suppose. Yeah, that would be insane if that the way we get Bloodborne remastered is through the Switch too. But I'd love to see it. I mean, yeah, I would just like to see. I want to. This is the thing. I want to see how far the Switch 2 can be pushed. I mean, we are seeing some of that with Donkey Kong Bonanza in a little way, but like just seeing whether it's possible to get like Horizon or Horizon Forbidden West, like and see. There will probably be visual downgrades, of course. I don't think it's going to look as good as a PlayStation 5, but like, but yeah, like even Spider Man, like I think that enough would be like an incentive for me to pick it up again. Like just being able to pick up my Switch and just like swing around for a bit, like that sounds amazing to me. So I really hope they go through this. It sounds like it just sounds great. I think this would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it is quite wild to look back at the console wars of yore and now
Yeah,
look at where we are now, right? It is a completely different gaming landscape. And if you are so embedded in your ecosystem that you are seeing this going, oh, like why is Xbox users X get to play the games that I've worked so hard, like it's the time for that is gone. Like it's
yeah,
over. It is just like if you were a gamer is a gamer is a gamer, whether it's on PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, and the more unified that library can be, I think the better the overall ecosystem is. Of course, I'm saying that as somebody who has been kind of like PlayStation embedded since the PS3 and haven't ever owned an Xbox, but if I saw The Last of Us being played on Xbox Series X, I'm not gonna be that upset, I don't think.
no, definitely not. Yeah, I think it's only a good thing, like I said, and I'm just my my mind kind of this is kind of a stupid thought, but like the fact the Switch is mentioned here, we get these PlayStation games on Switch, we get these Xbox games on Switch. Think of the avenues that this could lead to the next Smash Brothers, right?
Oh
Kratos
yeah.
in the next Smash Bros. Like that becomes a lot easier if a PlayStation game's on the Switch. That's all I'm saying. So I think that'd be really
Yeah,
cool.
PlayStation Battle Royale 2 is just going to be made by the Sora team.
Oh
I
my god, can you imagine Sakurai doing that? That'd be insane.
love it. Hey, he said he's done with Smash Bros. He never said anything about PlayStation All Stars.
True, true. That is true.
What a world we live in. Let's move on to your story, Tom. It's we got another Pokemon Presents this week, and it definitely happened. I'll say
It
that.
definitely, it definitely did. I mean, I have literally written in the document here. The Pokemon Presents was, yeah, it was bad because it was. I'll read. I'll just read the thing. I'll read the write up that I have here. After teasing it last month, the Pokemon Company finally aired a Pokemon Presents live stream this past week. Needless to say, it was pretty much what everyone thought it was going to be. Amidst the typical Pokemon Go, Cafe Remix, Unite, and Masters EX updates that Poke fans have come to expect from the showcase, a few new announcements were sprinkled in. A new show named Pokemon Tales: The Misadventures of Sirfetch'd and Pichu was teased, which comes from the renowned animation studio Aardman, best known for Wallace and Gromit. This joins the other fellow stop motion series Pokemon Concierge, which got a trailer for season 2. There are also some game announcements. Pokemon Friends is essentially a daily game app where you're greeted with quick puzzles to solve every day. Pokemon Champions, which was revealed in a previous Pokemon Presents, and is the official answer to the fan made Pokemon Showdown, was revealed a bit more in depth, and they showed a simplified training mode that is sure to please fans that are into hardcore competitive fighting. And finally, Pokemon Legends ZA showed off brand new footage, which didn't really feature anything all too mind blowing. Aside from new characters and vague plot details, the trailer showed off the comeback of deep outfit customization, which I will admit that it does look really fun. I love customizing my character. Raid battles with Mega Pokemon, and a brand new Mega Evolution, Mega Dragonite. So I don't know if you caught this. I considered asking if you wanted to do a reaction to this, but then I realized it would be like 6 in the morning. I was
It
like,
was 6
I don't
a.m.
know. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I want to wake Klein up for that and for it to I mean, to be like this essentially. But Klein, did you watch this after the fact? And my main question for you is: am I expecting too much from Pokemon at this point? I mean, like, I this was fine, I guess. It was nice to get some details of some things, but I just these Pokemon Presents, I feel like they could be doing so much more. But is it? Am I just crazy?
I don't know if you're crazy. I think we come back to this situation every single time a Pokemon Presents happens. We have this conversation going in where it's like, this is going to be the one. We're going to get the red and blue, like the next remake announced.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch Online's finally going to get the games. And then we come out of it and it's like, what's going on? Pokemon Sleep. Oh my gosh. They want to track me brushing my teeth. Like, I think that I think the summer Pokemon Presents specifically, they seem to do kind of the cadences 2 a year, one around
Yeah.
Pokemon Day, which is in February, and then one in the summertime. And the summertime ones are usually they have nothing new. They are just more, hey, we have a yearly thing coming out this fall. In this case, it's Pokemon Legends ZA. Here's another look at that. The more I see of this game, the more I am less sold almost on it. Like
Yeah.
I want it to feel like a kind of a revolution in this series, and it doesn't look like it's going to be that. So I watched it. I watched it almost in real time. I sat and ate my breakfast. It would have been too early to do. I could not have reacted to that, but
Yeah.
I watched it, and it's Pokemon. They're one of the biggest brands in the world. I don't necessarily know if they need to Pokemon Presents need to be improved. I don't know what other announcements they could have unless they were to like do these once a year or once every 2 years or just when they have things to share. But it seems to almost be um like a investor's call almost. It's like, hey, it's halfway through the year. Let's give the one piece of news to audience members and let's update them on the next. You didn't mention they had like stuff from Pokemon trading card game and
Yeah.
Pokemon Go things. Like there's so many different elements of Pokemon right now. The Pokemon Park that they're putting
Yeah.
into,
I
like
didn't even
there's a
mention
big
that.
park somewhere in Japan where they are putting, it looks like they're just putting a bunch of Pokemon miniatures all around it. I would like
Yeah.
maybe a little bit more. I think a full-on Pokemon theme park could actually work and do well, and you can integrate Pokemon Go in it. You can integrate like the way that Nintendo Land has kind of made things a little interactive with like AR things, and um, but it's I don't know. My big thing is I still can't believe we don't have these Pokemon games on NSO. I would love to have just red and blue even, but like red and blue, silver and gold, ruby sapphire. All of those would be fantastic. We know Colosseum is coming on GameCube. We know Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness is coming on GameCube NSO, and we have the two Colosseum games or Stadium games from Nintendo 64, but we
Yeah.
don't have like any of the mainline RPGs, which I would love. They've been on Virtual Console before, I'm
On
pretty sure.
3DS. Yeah.
3DS.
Hmm.
So I don't know why they're so adverse to putting those games on the
Yeah.
NSO. That's like my biggest takeaway from here. But and I always bring up anniversaries whenever I can. Next Pokemon Day is the 30th anniversary of the franchise. So you know what?
Mm.
Maybe that's when we need to look to. We need to look to next February for the Pokemon Presents when they'll finally 30 years of Pokemon. Here's Red and Blue. I would love to be able to play Silver and Gold again. I would love a Black and White remake that everyone's saying, but like
Yeah.
next Pokemon Presents, I think we're gonna get some of that stuff where we maybe see the Black and White remake if it's happening. We see glimpses of Gen 10 because it is 30 years
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah, I think that is probably going to be the one. Yeah, like you said, it's similar to the the exclusivity conversation, but it's like I feel like they are kind of leaving money on the table by not having these older games that I like. You and me will want, like, so many Pokemon fans will want to play these games again on a modern console. Even if they just release them like before, like a virtual console thing, just in the eShop, people would buy them and play them. Um, so I don't know why they don't choose to do that. It's a very strange decision, but yeah, maybe yeah. As for Pokemon Presents, I think it probably is a case of like this is just a middle of the year thing. Um, I think yeah, I agree with you. Like the trailer for Legends ZA, I still am cautiously optimistic. I hope that game's good because I do like the Legends format and gameplay. And I think the core making the gameplay basically Xenoblade's combat system, I think is a really cool idea. But I just thought it's just so weird that they barely showed anything like for this. I'm not like, look, I'm not wanting them to show the whole game because like I want to experience it for myself. But like just one Mega Evolution, they couldn't do like two or three. I don't know, like just give us something, a little something for fans to keep us going. But um, I don't know, man. But I guess the Pokemon Company, they make so much money, they can get away with this, and that's not excusing them. Like I think they should and could do better. But yeah, I think there probably will be a bigger blowout for the 30th, like you said. Um, like Black and White remakes would be the dream. Black and White are probably my favorite. Like that's my favorite like gen. Um, so to see those again, I think would be really cool. But yeah, let's hope that they bring out the big guns next time. I will say the one thing they don't need to improve on the Pokemon Presents, I don't remember his name, but he's like the one of the lead developers of Pokemon, one of the heads. But he's always looking so snazzy. His hair looks amazing. He's wearing like these amazing like outfits. So don't change that because that doesn't need to change at all because he's looking good every single time.
Yeah, the only last note I would say is that the only issue I have with Pokemon Presents overall, they have their charm, the announcements are never there, but um is that I think a lot of people equate this to a Nintendo Direct, and it gives Nintendo
Mm,
Directs a bad name, which Nintendo
yeah,
Directs can be hit or miss for sure. But I would say that a lot of people think, oh, this is a Nintendo Direct. It isn't. Pokemon kind of does their own thing. The Pokemon Company, I don't even know how everyone's associated because there's Game Freak and there's the Pokemon Company and then there's Creatures Inc. And
yeah,
they're all separate. Like none of them are owned by Nintendo. They just only work with Nintendo except for when they don't. Because there's that other Game Freak game that was announced at Summer Games Fest that I'm
yeah,
forgetting the name of. But like I that's like my only issue. There are rumors of a Nintendo Direct before the end of July. So
yeah.
that is
Fingers crossed. That's
4
soon.
days away,
Yeah,
at the time of recording, so maybe we get more.
but possibly, yeah. Yeah, I'm like on that final note. Like, I think what it boils down to for me at least for this one specifically is the fact that they like announced this like a month ago. Like why did they announce it a month ago and then it's just this? Like if it was like okay we're gonna announce it like a couple days before it happens and this shows up, it's like okay fine whatever. But the fact that they kind of almost like hyped it up a little bit, I was like just I just wanted a little bit more. But maybe I don't know. I think yeah, like you said, hopefully if the Nintendo Direct does come, that'll reignite some hopes a little bit with Nintendo, but it is what it is.
Yeah, they announced it over a month ago, and it was also revealed to be the longest Pokemon Presents in history beforehand, so
Yeah, it's like
my hopes, they got up, and, maybe that was on me, but it's maybe don't announce it 4 or 5 weeks before it's gonna happen, and then say it's gonna be the longest in the history to break records, because then I'm gonna start thinking, "Oh, maybe this will be the big one."
maybe something, maybe something. Hey, I mean, at least the cards look cool. At least Mega God of War and Mega Lucario look cool. That's my final note. I think they did well on the cards at least.
Okay, Tom, take us out of here and we'll get to our blind ranking of the top 10 Nintendo platformers ever.
It's the news we choose. Yeah.
Okay, here we are. The big topic for today, our game in honor of Donkey Kong Bonanza, still just tearing it up. Gonna be one of the best games of the year by the time we are said and done here. Um, we thought we would blind rank the top 10 Nintendo platformers ever. If you don't know how this works, this won't be a typical top 10 ranking. It is based, I guess, on that TikTok trend where we pick a subject, we have a top 10, it is empty, and we throw a bunch of names into a random name picker, and then it gives us one by one, and we have to place them on the top 10. So as we fill it out, we fill out the top 10. It doesn't necessarily have to go from top to bottom. We just have to basically gamble and hope that we are putting things in the right place. We've done this a few times before. It is always fun, and it rarely works out to the way that we would want it to. But I think today's the day.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm a little trepidatious. I do like a little bit of a gamble here and there, so it'll be fun to see how much we can push our luck here. But also I'm looking at this list of games and like, oh man, this is intimidating. I mean, like some of them I haven't even played, so that's gonna be even more of a gamble. So I hope we made the right choices. I hope when we end this here, we'll at least be somewhat satisfied. That's all I can hope for, really.
I feel very similarly to you. I have at least touched, I would say, like 90% of these, but there are some blind spots I have. But I am well versed enough in the Nintendo sphere that I kind of have an idea of where these land in the canon of Nintendo games. I don't think
Yeah.
anything that comes up here, I mean, famous last words, I don't think anything that comes up here, I am going to feel so like unsure about where to put it on that we're going to look back and go, oh man, that should have been number one, or people will look at it and be like, that's like, well, that's way too low. And like the definitive, I would say probably like top five material games. I have played every single one of them except for I would say Super Mario Galaxy 2. Haven't played that game.
Ooh,
And I
okay.
really want to play that game.
Yeah, maybe if it comes up, this will convince you to play it. So we'll see here.
I know. Because Galaxy is
Yeah,
like one of my favorite games of all time.
it's
I
amazing.
think we should get into it. I have a list of every Nintendo platformer. There is a fantastic wiki of every 2D and 3D platformer. These are developed and or published by Nintendo. Some of them are like rare developed, but like these are have to have been published by Nintendo platformers. Going all the way back from the arcade to the Nintendo Switch 2 today. Yes, Donkey Kong Bonanza is on the list. We'll start.
Exciting.
And the first game is 2017's Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh my god. So it's starting off with a banger already.
Starting off with quite possibly one of the best games of all time.
Oh man. Um, jeez. I mean, it's just a case of like comparing these to some of the other greats on here. I guess. Like, I mean, yeah, what you talking about
Where do you
Bonanza?
put
Like,
Super Mario Odyssey in your, I would say, like 3D Mario canon?
that is tough. I think in terms of 3D, I think Galaxy probably is at the top,
Yep,
and then
same. Okay.
it probably is Odyssey after that. It's hard because 64 is also very, very good. But
I
um
think I agree with you. So because of that, I would like to say like two or three.
I
Because if you
think 2
then
or 3 is
factor in
probably
2D
best.
Mario games that are on this list, like if Super Mario World comes up, I think I might put that above
Exactly.
Odyssey.
Yeah, I think I would agree as well. So I think that's probably safe.
What do you
I'll
want?
say this.
Two? Do you want three? I think three is the safest spot.
Yeah, I think 3. Let's go 3.
Okay, three it is.
Oh man.
Next up, we will be ranking 1985's Super Mario Brothers. The
Oh my
original.
god. The
The original.
OG.
And here's the thing, it is probably the most iconic video game of all time. Literally launched an entire company to superstardom. However, and this might be controversial to say, Super Mario Brothers is not the best Mario Brothers game. It's not the best Nintendo platformer. I don't think it's even like a top like five Nintendo platformer. I think this sits somewhere in the
Um,
middle here.
that's those are those are big
Every
words.
Mario game after Super Mario Brothers has iterated and made the Super Mario Brothers formula better. Yes, I would even say Doki Doki Panic, aka Super Mario Brothers 2.
I mean, I'm just thinking of like because it is so iconic. Like, I mean, what I'm thinking of right now is like all the speed running
It
videos that
is.
Something Sol
Yep.
has made. I'm like, and how much like that game has been taken apart, and like even like how the
It's
game
the
has been
most iconic
reinterpreted.
video game. Like it's the
Yeah,
video game.
it really is. Like we could put it at 1, and like it would be like everyone would be like, okay, that's fair.
But I don't
But I
think it is
do
it isn't the best.
But that's the thing. Like, I think on the from the outside in, like people will be like, okay, that's fine. But I agree. Like going back and playing it, I rarely go back and play Mario Brothers One. Like it's a rare occurrence I ever do that. I remember playing like Portal EO or I can't remember like what it's called, but it's like basically Mario Mario Bros, but he has a portal gun, so you can basically break the level by shooting like portal guns around this 2D plane, and then you can like completely break everything. Um, but that's besides the point. I think it probably is in the middle somewhere. I'd
Have
probably
you
say
beaten
like
Mario Bros 1985?
uh, does my gamer card get revoked if I say no?
I don't think so. It's you
Okay,
can
then no.
after this
I would
podcast, Tom, you
finish.
could go do it in less than half an hour.
That's true, but I also
If you're using
the thing.
warp pipes, you could do it in like 7 minutes.
Yeah, if I follow like a speedrun tutorial, I could probably do it pretty quickly. The thing is, it's pretty hard if you like
It
if
gets
because
hard
of
at
the
the end, yeah.
lives.
That's when
Okay. In
that
terms of
Nintendo
placement,
Switch Online rewind feature.
yeah. Oh, if I did that way, it'd be so easy. Um, yeah, I'd probably say like a 5 or a 6 is where I'm leaning. I don't know about you.
I think 5,
Okay.
right in the
Yeah.
middle.
Mm-hmm. I think it's
Super
fair.
Mario Brothers. I almost said it to the tune of that, like, you know, the Nirvana, the band, the show, We Shop Wednesday song? Super Mario RPG.
Oh my
Sonic
god,
the
yeah,
Hedgehog,
yeah.
Donkey Kong 3.
That video. If you don't
Okay.
know the context of that of what Klein just said,
It's
just
so good.
try search that. It's a great video.
Ooh, Banjo Kazooie.
Oh, so worried this is gonna come up. Oh, because this
Why?
throws everything off. Because it's
Why
so
does this throw
good.
everything off? It
It's
is
so
so good, but
good.
I don't think it's. I think looking at the list we have right now, this would be a perfect 4 or 6.
Yeah,
Unless I don't know how much you love The Bear and the Bird. I think that game is so incredibly charming. I think it is. Oh man, I don't want to say better than Super Mario 64. I think they're like a lot closer than people give them credit for. It is such an incredible game, but there's just like Nintendo's published some banger platformers.
yeah. This is tough because like yeah, the reason I'm so conflicted is because I played it for the first time like semi recently. I think last year. And it's just so good. Like the music's so good. The gameplay is like really great. Like it basically is like Odyssey before Odyssey. In the way that you go around and find jiggies and stuff. And like the power ups you get. It's just so creative. Like I really
What I would
admire
say
that game.
about it though is it is probably, and this is totally my point of view, I have 3 rare platformers that I would put above this. Like, I think all of the Donkey Kong Country games are above Banjo-Kazooie.
Right.
I think Banjo-Kazooie is much better than, like, Conker's Bad Fur Day or, uh, Donkey Kong 64.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, and like saying all that like praise, like it's not a perfect game. Like I think there are some things like that hold it back, like the fact that you have to like collect a certain amount of collectibles in the different levels to progress. Like that's what I still haven't beaten Banjo Kazooie because there are so many things you have to do to in order to fight Gruntilda at the very end. Um, and it is a slog in that way. So if you haven't like if you don't aren't completely meticulous about it up until the very end, maybe it is six.
I'm gonna say
Maybe it
6.
is. Yeah, I think it is six
Okay.
because we want to reserve it for if in case there are some of these other games on here.
Oh god. Okay, I think we've just found our 9 or 10. Um,
Okay.
New Super Mario Bros. 2 for the Nintendo
Oh,
3DS.
3DS one. Okay.
Considered one of the, if not the worst 2D Mario game. Way too much focus on collecting coins. This is one of them that I haven't played because I didn't have a 3DS. I'm just going off of the general vibes from what I know about the game. It is a lot less about like platforming and way more about collecting just as many coins as possible. The new Super Mario Bros. Games in general, I think are fine. I don't like that art style at all. I think Wii's, I'd say Wii is bordering on great. You probably the most underrated Nintendo platformer. Love
Yeah,
you.
U's good because the stuff they did on the Wii U and like how they kind of shook up the visuals and stuff with it, I think is really
Even
great.
just the platform, just like the level design is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, and they have like I think they're like time trial type things. Like there's a separate mode in you that's really fun as well. I've never played Luigi U, but this is not about you. It's about two. And I have actually played this one. And like you said, it is very much focused on the coins. Like there's a big coin counter on the main menu. There's like a big power up where you turn to like gold, like a golden Mario, and you can like you throw these gold balls and it turns everything into coins. And it was just kind of mindless. Like at least with if the other new Super Mario Bros. Games come up, like I think there's a lot more thought that goes into the platforming and stuff. Two was just very much like switch your brain off and like just yeah, just chuck balls and then collect coins pretty much. Even like the first like New Super Mario Brothers on the original DS, I'm like I think that game's actually really great. But yeah,
Easy,
two
but
it is easy, but
it is it
it's
is
fun.
it's quite good.
Yeah, the blue shell power up in New Super Mario Bros. For the DS, I think alone is just like amazing. But I just is there anything worse than this? I'm trying to like think.
I
I
would say
don't.
something like Donkey Kong 64, Kirby
Mm,
64,
yeah.
but even something like Kirby's Epic Yarn, I would probably put higher than this because Kirby's Epic
Mm,
Yarn, while incredibly easy and mindless because it is so easy, has has like one of the best art styles.
that's the thing. Yeah, there's a lot more going for those sorts of things. So I honestly I wouldn't be upset if we put this at 10.
10?
But
I am more than happy with 10.
okay, let's do it then.
I think this is the worst 2D Mario game.
Sorry, Super Mario Brothers 2, New Super Mario Brothers 2 lovers. Sound off in the comments if you disagree on that
Well, they come in pairs. Donkey Kong 64.
one. Oh, there's that the next pick?
This is the next one, yeah. This
Oh
Donkey Kong
shit.
64, the last time we got a 3D Donkey Kong game, and the probably the reason why we didn't get one for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
Because it sucks. It's awful. I have played this game. And it is just not the greatest. I've never finished this game. It involves a lot of like switching Kongs. You have to go back to this hub area, from what I remember, to switch Kongs. It is all there's just way too much to collect. It's like Rare saw what they did with Banjo Kazooie and went even a step further, and it was too far.
Yeah. I've
Like
I've
this
never
is a
played Donkey.
9.
I think it probably will be too based on what I've heard about it. I've not played Donkey Kong 64, but I remember watching this video back in the day, like this really old YouTube video. It must have been like 2007, 2008 era of this dude like ranking Nintendo 64 games and like his least favorite. And he was and correct me if I'm wrong, but he was saying that like in order to beat Donkey Kong 64, you have to play these arcade missions where you play the original Donkey Kong and you can't progress until you've done that. And apparently, it's just like infuriating to have to like beat all of that. So it just sounds like yeah, quite tedious. And is Donkey Kong 64 is the one with the DK rap, right?
It is. So it gave
So
us that.
he gave us that. So at least it's got. I would say that's fair in terms of giving the edge over Mario Brothers 2, because at least that's kind of iconic at this point. But
That might be my
um,
favorite Donkey Kong thing, is the Donkey Kong
yeah,
rap.
yeah. So Donkey Kong 64, not terrible for everything.
As I
At
think I was
least.
introduced to the rap before I was introduced to maybe Donkey Kong as a franchise, because I was a Smash Brothers Melee kid, and on
Hmm.
Jungle Japes, I think was the level, the DK rap played all the time. And every time it played, I thought it was just so funny.
Yeah, just so cool.
Next up is 2025's Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Oh god.
Now it's
Oh
time to have a
man.
conversation, Tom Drew,
Yeah.
as we have Super Mario Odyssey at number 3.
Oh my
And
god.
I think that is the mark at which we are deciding, is it below or is it above?
I mean, look, well, you've beaten it, right?
I have beaten it.
I'm very close to beating it. I'm like, I've basically gotten all of the Bonanza power ups now without spoiling anything. And I'm very close to the end. And this game is amazing. Like, it's so creative. Like the worlds you go to, the way I did not expect them to change up. like how you interact with the world in such a way that they have, um like the different uh textures or different pieces of dirt and rock and ore that you find around, and the elements they have to those, and the things you can do that, like, I'm just shocked at how good that is. um and like the power-ups are really fun. Is it better than Odyssey? It's so tough to say. What do you think?
Having finished Donkey Kong Bonanza, and we'll talk more about this and what we've been playing, I think Donkey Kong Bonanza as a game does something that I don't know if I've ever seen in specifically a Nintendo platformer, where most Nintendo platformers are fantastic and have pops up into like otherworldly greatness and they go back down to fantastic. Donkey Kong Bonanza starts in fantastic and gets better with every level all the way up until the credits roll, to a point where I was playing the last, I would say, 4 or 5 hours yesterday. I just sat and just played and played and played. And I was like, this is some of the best game experience I've ever had. The lead up to the ending and the ending of that game is maybe the best thing Nintendo has ever done. It is genuinely incredible. I think that there might be, I think Donkey Kong Bonanza might start a little lower than Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey across the board is like, I think, one of the greatest games I've ever played. But something that Donkey Kong Bonanza does that Super Mario Odyssey doesn't is I never felt inclined in Super Mario Odyssey to collect every single moon. I liked looking for them and finding them, but I never felt like there was any purpose in me maxing it out. Sure, I got enough to go and see the dark side and the darker side and that sort of thing, but I never felt that carrot on the end of the stick to go and collect everything. I having finished Donkey Kong Bonanza want to get every collectible in that game. Everything we talked about in our review last week, everything has a utility. And even once you finish the game, it adds another layer that is like, oh, I need every single one of these because it will make my journey even better. So I don't know if it's recency bias or not, but like I am considering two.
Yeah, I th-
I don't think
I
it's
mean,
number one, but like I am also worried that,
yeah, of what comes next. That's the thing.
or do we
That
put it
is,
at four? Do we play the game a bit? Say, hey, recency bias. We don't want to be too recent. To put it at four, and then we're leaving some wiggle room.
but then what if we get some stinkers?
You're right, but there's
Well,
not a lot of stinkers on this list.
no, but it would just feel weird. like, it would feel kind
Yeah,
of
I
weird.
guess. I guess I don't know if, like, say Donkey Kong Country 2 comes up. I think that game is amazing. I think that's incredible. I would put it above Super Mario Brothers, the original, but I don't think I'd put
Hmm,
it above Super Mario Odyssey. So
exactly.
maybe leaving that four spot open for something might make sense.
That's the thing. And I don't think because I don't think I've heard a bad thing about Bonanza from anyone. Like, everyone who's played it seems to
I
like
was
universally like
listening, and I'll shout them out if you can. Go listen to Remap Radio. They're the former Vice Waypoint people, and they have the Remap podcast. And Patrick Klepek and their co-host Janet Garcia are two people that they aren't enjoying it as much. And it was very interesting to hear their opinion because I haven't heard a single bad thing about this game. And
it.
I
Yeah,
think that they're the big sticking point for some people who don't like it is it can feel mindless because it is just smash, 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 smash. What I would say to that is like play more of the game, like especially
yeah,
towards the end if you're looking for that like platforming challenge. You get it in a lot of the boss fights throughout the game. You get it in, like, I'd say the second half really, really picks it up on that front. And you
yeah.
can find those challenges.
That's the thing. There are some like really fun puzzles. I think Brad mentioned one last week about like this. You have to make ice cream at one
Yeah.
point for, and like things like that are just so creative, and like there's so many challenges like that. And if as you seek more of that out in the game, I think really do a good job of like keeping you engaged with that. Yeah, like the digging can be a little mindless, but I also think that's, at least for me, I think that's a little fun. So,
But it
um,
does it is it yes, it can be mindless, but, like, it also can I what am I trying to say? I think that one of the issues some people have is that, hey, there's this thing is collectible. I know I need to go find it, and there's a whole like fun puzzle or platforming challenge to get to it, or I can just dig around and get to it. I think I have fun in that figuring out, "Oh, I can just dig around," because it's like I have come up with that solution myself. It's the
yeah.
whole Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom thing where I'm like, "This is I have now devised my own way to figure this out," and the game just let me do that, and I find that really fun. I could see why some people don't because they're like, I want the journey to get the thing to be fun and challenging. It's not getting the thing, but
Yeah.
the digging around and creating my own solution was kind of making my own journey and making my own platforming challenge and going, wait, like, oh, I ran into a metal wall. Let's see if I can get around this and figuring that out.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think that in itself is like incredibly good game design when you allow so much freedom for the player. Like there was this one banana I had to get that was like embedded in lava. I think the intended route is to use like certain like ways to get water on top of the lava or ice so you can like turn into obsidian and then you can break it more easily. I just whacked it a bunch with like a bit of dirt and it got rid of the lava and I was like, damn, they let me do that. That's awesome. So yeah, there's like so many ways that make it so creative.
We got to put it on the
God,
list, Tom. Where's it
we gotta
going?
put it somewhere. Oh, honestly, I wouldn't be mad if it was at one.
Okay. Donkey Kong Bonanza. You're at number one.
It's just so good. It is
I
just so
know.
good.
I'm seriously I need to play more Monster Train 2 because I think that's my current game of the year because it's looking tight. Okay, next up. Glad we did that. Donkey Kong Country 1. I think maybe
Oh,
not the weakest of the original Donkey Kong, but it's not the strongest, but an amazing
hmm
game. An amazing
really
game.
good game.
Have you played the Donkey Kong Country games?
This is the one I've played. I haven't finished it, but I've played a decent amount of it, and it is, like you said, it's amazing. Like it's such good platforming. Like the again with a lot of these Donkey Kong games, like the music is incredible. Like it's iconic. Um, the different power ups you get, like with Rambi, and like the ways they switch up the platforming, like with the minecart levels and that sort of thing too. Um, and even the boss fights as well, like against K. Rool. I really enjoy those as well. So for that, I this is tough now because like I probably would say it's better than both Mario Bros and Banjo Kazooie. Um, but what about you? Where's your head at with this?
Um, I think I'd be okay with it either at 4 or at 7. Sorry, I
Yeah.
was our random name picker website just crashed. So I
Oh,
I was
great.
trying to figure that out. But yeah, I think 4 or 7 for me would work fine.
Yeah.
I think that this game, specifically its style, is incredible. The
hmm
music amazing. The platforming is great. Uh I don't think it's like I prefer Donkey Kong Country 2. I probably maybe even prefer Tropical Freeze to this. Like
Yeah.
I
Right.
love Tropical Freeze, but if we're gonna have one Donkey Kong Country game on the list, I think 4 is probably a good spot,
Yeah. True locker in
but
there
we
then.
don't know.
Yeah. This is dangerous. This is
Yeah.
getting to dangerous territory now.
Yeah, okay. Let's do 4.
Okay.
Let's do it. Why not?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
That's famous last words. Famous last words. Now let's see if I can figure out the let's
Hope
I
it's not
am
completely destroyed.
oh it's fine. I just I need another that one was there was too much stuff going on and
Okay.
it was My computer sounded like an jet engine trying to
Oh
take
god,
off.
for a random name picker website,
Yeah,
that's
they had too
crazy.
many. You know what? Too many ads.
Oh, okay. Well, they
Too
gotta
many
make
ads.
money somehow, I guess.
You gotta make money somehow. I get it. It's tough out here, but
Yeah.
okay. The next one is this one is it has to cycle through all of the names before it can pick one.
Okay. Watch more ads.
2009 Super Mario or New Super Mario Brothers Wii.
Oh gosh.
We have 7 and 8 open. I think this sits right in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's definitely not a 2. Yeah, look, I mean, New Super Mario Bros. Wii is it was a fun thing at a time.
Introduced multiplayer.
Yes,
Well,
that
like
was
true
very big.
multiplayer. There was always like, hey, the like Luigi pass off thing where when the Mario dies, you pass off the controller and they take over as Luigi. This was true 4-player in the same level running around. I got this for Christmas in 2009 and me, my 2 sisters, all my cousins went downstairs with the Wii and played Super Mario Bros. Wii together, passing controllers off and going through levels. And like, this honestly might be the Mario game that I have the most time in if I were to like think about it, just simply because of the whole when you're a child and you get 1 or 2 games a year. And
Mm,
this was that game for me for like 6 months. And I just played and played and played. Or not hacked it, but I found there's like an exploit to get unlimited lives or 99
okay.
lives. And then he loses his hat, Mario does. And that was very
Oh
exciting.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this game when it came out. Like I played it like multiplayer maybe a handful of times at friends' houses. People didn't want to play this game at my house for whatever reason. Which is fine. I played it solo, whatever. Um, but yeah, like I think for what it was good. Like the propeller cap or the propeller mushroom, like
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
fun power up.
And great
So
use of the motion controls too. Like there's those
yes,
levels with the
yes,
platforms where you have to tilt
yeah.
not too much, but just enough that it's like, oh, this is a really cool use of this like technology.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. So they really, as much as flack as the new Super Mario Brothers franchise gets, I think it's just because we had so many of them. But like, I think this game it is fun. But I think it probably is 7. I think it probably is 8 if I had to put it
8?
somewhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Sure, because
but
like say,
still
I don't
fun.
know, like Kirby Superstar I might put above it.
Hmm.
Tropical Freeze I'd put above it. Mario Bros. U I would even put above it.
Yeah. So yeah, this is but honestly, looking at our list, so like honestly,
I don't hate
it's
it. I
it's
don't
pretty
hate it at
good.
all. Yeah.
Um, Nintendo makes good games.
Nintendo makes really good games, and we're about to pick another one. So we'll see
Yes,
how
indeed.
good it truly is.
This could ruin the whole thing.
2007 Super Mario Galaxy. I don't even think this needs debate. I think this
No,
just number
this is
2.
automatic number 2. One of the best games ever made. One of my favorite games ever,
Yep,
ever.
one of
It's
the
just
best
so good.
soundtracks of all time.
Yes, absolutely. Um, if I had it my way, and we could go back in time and change this list, I would probably put it over Bonanza still because
Same.
I just love it so much. It's it. I mean, I could eat my words. We still could get Mario Galaxy 2. And it's interesting because you haven't played it yet. I would probably put 2 below Galaxy. I know people like
Really?
Galaxy 2 more than the first one, but um, that first game is just so it changed everything. It's so good.
This was the first full-fledged console Mario. It might even be the first Mario game that I was fully cognizant of from announcement to release. Like I remember going on the Wii News channel, or there was like a Wii video channel that you could go
Yeah.
and watch like E3 press conferences and trailers, and I would go on there every day and watch every trailer that was posted. And I remember Mario Galaxy being announced and shown off, and how reading about it in Nintendo Power, there was a Nintendo Power cover that had Mario flying through space with
Yes, I
all the
remember that.
Lumas around him. And I knew that like, oh, this was going to be the first Mario game, maybe even Nintendo game, to feature 100% fully orchestrated music. Like the whole
Yeah.
soundtrack is there's nothing synthetic in it. It's all orchestra. It's so incredibly creative.
Yeah.
Seeing that footage for the first time in that Wii News channel or whatever 2006 or 7 version of IGN I was reading, where like he's running around that first planet and see that first boss where you use the body of the boss as geometry to climb up, and like that to me was like mind blowing. Maybe it's nostalgia. I did replay this game during the pandemic on the 3D All Stars collection
Yeah, I
through to
replayed it as well.
completion, and I think it's my favorite Mario game. I think it's probably at this point my favorite platformer, although I need to sit with Astrobot a little bit more. I need to sit with Donkey Kong
Mm,
Bonanza a little bit more because those are fantastic. But it's just
yeah.
it's insane how much polish, how much creativity there is. And I didn't hate the Wii controls. Didn't hate it.
No,
The pointer
I
collecting stars, the waggle to do the little spin jump.
yeah. For the longest time after playing Galaxy, I would go to other like platforms like Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS, and I would instinctively like shake the like 3DS to like be like, oh, can I do the spin jump? Because of how ingrained that is when you play with the Wii remote in Galaxy. Um, but yeah, I echo everything you said. Like it just feels so epic. Like the way like the orchestra with the soundtrack, even the small. It's not like a completely in-depth story, but like the small bits of story you do get, I honestly think are pretty good for like Nintendo standards. So yeah, hats off to this game because like it just, I love it. I'll replay this like anytime. I feel like it's so. Even though we have like with Bonanza and Odyssey, have like kind of refined some of those systems a little bit. I still think Galaxy is still, if you go back to it, it still holds up so well.
I would take a Galaxy 3. I don't
Me
think that's a
too.
hot take at all, but like I would love another like more level based, less open world 3D Mario game, and I don't know if we'll ever get it. Got Rosalina for this for the first time.
Yeah,
She's been in every Mario Kart since then, so she means
yeah, one of
something.
my faves.
She's in
She's
Smash.
great. Yeah, she's like really, and we didn't even talk about this on the show, and I don't know if it's even true because I don't know if we were able to verify it or not. But there's that leak of like, or supposed leak of the next Mario movie being the Mario
Yeah.
Galaxy movie. I don't know if that's true or not, but
There's that
it'd be pretty
line that
cool.
Peach
It'd be
says in
pretty
the
cool.
first one where she's like, they're looking up at the stars and she goes, there's a whole galaxy out there. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
there is. Give it to me. Okay. So we have 9 of the 10 filled. The number 7 spot, whether we like it or not, will be drum roll please. Maybe you can hum the I don't know, the Comet Observatory theme. The do 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 do.
Do-do-do-do-do.
And it is okay. Kirby Superstar for the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
I think I personally, do you have any Kirby history franchise at all?
The only one I've actually played is Forgotten Land, I think. So the most recent one. So I don't
I
have
haven't
any
played
experience
Forgotten
with
Land, and
Superstar.
I've heard so many good things.
It's good. It's a good game. Yeah. Um, but in terms of Superstar, yeah, I've seen footage of the game, but I've never like had any direct kind of uh
There was a DS
experience with it.
re-release remake called Super Kirby Superstar Ultra that I can remember playing at friends' houses. I have played
Okay.
Superstar by way of Virtual Console on the Nintendo Wii. It is
Mm-hmm.
great. It's very similar, I think, to most of my Kirby experiences, where I'm like, okay, this is way too easy. It's a
Yeah.
little
Right.
floatier than Mario. It's much more power up based, where you're like sucking in enemies and changing. So I just don't think that style of gameplay is for me. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think seven's actually a good spot for it. I do think it might be a little bit better than New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Like it is an incredible game, but I just it doesn't 100% jive with me. I don't actually hate this list at all.
Yeah, I think we actually did pretty well. We took some gambles here and there, and I think they kind of paid off. Like, because like I'm looking through this, and like I mentioned before, like Nintendo, they do platformers very well. So it makes sense that a lot of bangers are on this. But I think that the way this kind of shook out, there's some changes, like some small changes I would make to this potentially, but like I think with the circumstances, I think this is a pretty good list.
It is, and we'll run through it, and then we'll get out of here. The top 10 Nintendo, I almost said PlayStation platformers. That'd be a very different conversation.
Yeah.
Top 10 Nintendo platformers. A blind ranking is as stands. At number 10, New Super Mario Bros. 2. Number 9, Donkey Kong 64. Number 8, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Number 7, Kirby Superstar. Number 6, Banjo Kazooie. Number 5, the original Super Mario Brothers. Number 4, Donkey Kong Country. 3, Super Mario Odyssey. 2, Super Mario Galaxy. And 1, Donkey Kong Bonanza 2025. You can let us know what you thought, though, of that list over on social media. That's also where you can tell us what you've been playing. Don't know if we're going to have too much of a diverse conversation here, Tom, because in the doc, both of us just have written down Donkey Kong Bonanza. So, has it just been Donkey Kong for you?
It really has. I mean, it feels like we did the Donkey Kong kind of review in progress last week, and this kind of shook out to be another Donkey Kong Bonanza themed episode. But that's fine. That's completely fine, I think. But yeah, I've just been playing Donkey Kong, still really enjoying it. Like I mentioned, I um, do we want to get into like mild spoilers for where we're at in the game potentially, or do we want to kind of leave it a bit vaguer?
I think it's okay. Like if you don't want to know anything, if you don't like, we're not gonna, of course, there's things to spoil in this game, is what I'll say right now. If you don't want to hear
Mhm.
anything, see you next week. You can skip right to the end. You can skip to the next section, but like we can do light spoilers.
Okay. Yeah. Well, basically, like I've just been the 1200th level. So if you're still sticking around, that there are that many levels and more potentially. But kind of what I was alluding to when we were talking about Bonanza and the topic discussion, like I'm just impressed by like all the different textures you can find in this game, and like specifically the one that stands out to me is the one where it's like a rainbow texture and you can pick it up and it lets you like float around, and there's like enemies in this kind of like resort area and you punch them and they make like a bridge of rainbow like platforming, and like once you've like defeated a bunch of them, there's like arcs of platforming everywhere and it looks like a complete mess, and it's crazy how like it all like stays, and like the Switch is able to keep all of that, kind of intact. I remember all of that stuff happening. Um, so it's just things like that, and even like there's like different glowing textures that you can find, and it interacts with enemies in different ways, and different platforms interact with light in different ways, and just things like that. I'm like so impressed with how they've been able to keep me engaged by just keeping those things ever changing as you kind of go deeper and deeper down in the levels. It's just super impressive.
Yeah, I have rolled credits on Donkey Kong Bonanza. I will be playing Donkey Kong Bonanza for the foreseeable future, even though it is done. I think that this game is a marvel. I am more into it even than I was a week ago when we had the review conversation, and I was super into it then. I think that the end of this game, the last third, the run up to the like actual climactic end, it only gets better with every single level. I haven't seen a string of levels like this from a Nintendo like platformer in a maybe ever. It's just like the right up to the end of this game, it is so incredibly amazing. And then the second the credits roll, they drop you in and recontextualize kind of the world that you're in, and it's like, oh, I need to go and do all like I the post game in is just insane. Like it's unlike any Nintendo platformer post game I've ever seen. Usually they do like Odyssey. It was like, okay, like we have a couple more challenges for you to go find. This completely changes things and gets me very excited to see where we go, especially coming off the end. This is the first Nintendo platformer to like for its story. I have teared up in Super Mario Odyssey just because it's nostalgia at this point. But like from a story perspective, leading into the end and then the end itself, it reminded me a lot of the end of Tears of the Kingdom, where I was like
Whoa,
welling
okay.
up, like just like
Um,
playing through tears, going like, I cannot believe the magic that is happening on screen right now. It's just like
Ah,
it is feelings that are usually reserved for like Pixar movies. And it's just like
oh
it
man.
is I can't wait for you to experience it, Tom. Um when I had the end hyped up, everyone's talking about the lead up to the end, and I was kind of like, how can it possibly be? And then I got to where I thought it was happening, and I'm
Mm,
like, oh, I'm kind of underwhelmed. And then something happens, and it's like, oh, okay,
okay.
okay, that was not the ending. Here we go. So it's gonna be a lot of
Interesting.
fun to see you get through to that. And Donkey Kong Bonanza right now, it is a debate for me for game of the year of what it is. It's been a really good year with Claire Obscure and this, and I really like Monster Train 2. Tony Hawk is fantastic, but like any doubt that I had about this game coming in because it wasn't a 3D Mario game, I am so sorry, Nintendo. Like I can wait for a 3D Mario game, even though this game probably had been in development for a long time, and a 3D Mario game could actually be closer than we expected. But like it's this is one of the greats. I could see me playing some of this post game for a while and being and thinking a bit more about, hey, does is this potentially like a top 10, top 5 game for me for of all time? And the fact that we're getting it a month into this, it feels very Breath of the Wild. Like a month
Yeah.
into this console, even though Breath of the Wild was on launch day, like the rest of the Switch 2, this game will be there in its library for people picking it up. I can't wait for Lauren to get a Switch 2 at some point and play this game. I do actually think she would be really into it, judging from how much she liked some of the like Mario Odyssey stuff we did, and I think that she would actually
Mhm.
connect with this even a little bit more. But it's sick. Doggone Bonanza rules.
Yeah, it's so good. Like I'm itching to get back. I mean, there's those little teasers. I'm interested to see what that even means. Because yeah, the little story bits that you get over the course of the game, even the ones that I've seen as I've been playing, like this isn't really like a major spoiler, but like the bonanzas. Each time you get a bonanza ability, you have like a little concert, and Pauline at first is
Love
like she's like
the playing the drums on the
yeah,
chest.
he's beating like Donkey Kong beating his chest, amping, pulling up. But she starts off really nervous in like the first one, but you see her confidence grow, and that little bit of characterization, I think, is just like it's just really nice to see. So I'm excited to see what the rest of the story kind of entails. My only other question, like about Bonanza for you, then, do you think we could ever see DLC for this? Like, I know Odyssey didn't get any DLC, but do you think like Breath of the Wild got what DLC? The like post launch. But do you think Donkey Kong is a game that they would go back and be like, okay, maybe we can add some different levels, different like Bonanza abilities, different whatever? Do you think that could happen?
Maybe, but like I felt the same way about Odyssey because that felt so ready
Mm,
made for DLC with the way that it was like you're jetting off to these different islands in a
true.
world, and there were islands on the world map that weren't like never explored, like Isle Delfino from Sunshine is on that
Yeah.
Odyssey map. So I don't know. Like I am coming out of this feeling so full right now. Like I
Okay.
am stuffed with Bonanza. I don't know if I need any more. And there's so much more for me to go do even right now. So maybe
Yeah.
check back with me after I like have gone through what this post game is. But I don't know if I need DLC. I don't know if we're going to get it. I think that Nintendo has kind of changed the way they do DLC a little bit more. I think we are for sure 100% getting Mario Kart World DLC. I think that is like
Mm,
definitely going to happen. But as for these more like single player adventure experiences, I don't think that that's kind of Nintendo's MO anymore.
yeah. I
Like
would be
Tears never
shocked if
got
this.
anything.
That's the thing. Like they didn't decide, and like that was
Unless you
a
count
massive
like
experience.
the
Yeah.
Zelda notes and stuff, the Switch 2 content.
Yeah, and that's yeah, it's kind of a side thing. But I'd be shocked if they didn't add young Pauline and more costumes for Donkey Kong and Mario Kart World at this point, because I feel like that's like tailor made. They're gonna want to do that based on like the amount of costumes you get in Bonanza. That just seems like it's gonna come at some point.
I was rocking by the end this like really cool pink to blue gradient Donkey Kong.
Yes, I know the exact one you're talking
Yeah,
about. I have that one too. It's great.
there's some really good skins as you get towards the game that I got to a point when I was getting to the end where I had like a kit built out kind of specifically that I wanted, and right near the end, I would say at in like the last level, there was an outfit change that I made because there was an item that is so useful to the world of Donkey Kong Bonanza that I was like, I need this, and I'm so upset I didn't have this from day one because it would have made a lot of the challenges that I had met like a little bit easier. But for the most part, I had like pretty much the same outfit, but I changed colors right near the end. I kind of changed to this like black to blue gradient and then went back to
Okay.
the pink to blue. But there's some really good, there's like they start doing like split color ones and like
Yeah.
shiny variants and dusty
Mhm.
variants. It's like I never thought I would be so invested in like making like changing the color of Donkey Kong's fur.
Yeah, I know, honestly, and I love being able to coordinate with what Pauline's wearing as well. Like, I'll often do like this color scheme is what Pauline's wearing, and Donkey Kong has like his color scheme going on, and I like just mixing. Like I said with the Pokemon thing, I love customization, like costume customization. So it's really fun that it's more in depth than you think it would be. Even like the little ties you can get like a tie that looks like a banana. It's just like
That last
so
item I'm
great.
talking about was a tie, and it will when you see it,
Ooh,
you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and
okay,
you will probably pick it up.
sure, okay,
And
I'll look
I
out
want
for
to
it.
go back and I want to level it up now because it'll make my life a little bit easier. And I changed Pauline's outfit fairly late to something that actually when we got to like the final boss, I don't think it's a spoiler to say there's a final boss in this game,
Yeah.
actually came into play like what Pauline was wearing where I was like if I
Oh,
didn't
okay,
have her in this outfit, I would have died. So,
interesting.
yeah. I think that's we've danced around Donkey Kong spoilers too much here. So, we will
Yeah.
move on. Comment corner. Tom, do we have a comment from anyone for this week?
We do indeed, and it is more Donkey Kong Bonanza glazing. And this comes from our friend of
It's
the
that
show,
time.
David
It's that
Thompson.
time. Okay, Lauren's not
Yeah,
here to take us out of our Donkey Kong tree right now.
yeah, she can do that next week. But yeah, friend of the show, David Thompson, chiming in with his Donkey Kong thoughts. And he just says, "This game rules," and two banana emojis. So thank you for the comment, David, and I'm glad you're enjoying Donkey Kong.
What would you say if you had one of those bananas right now, Tom?
What would I say? I may be eating one of them, I
No,
guess.
you'd say ooh banana.
Oh, yeah, of course, of
For
course.
this week, I want you to let us know comments over on Spotify, socials, YouTube as well. What is, in your opinion, the best Nintendo platformer of all time? You can let us know. YouTube, Spotify. I think Apple doesn't have comments yet, I don't think, but
I
Spotify,
don't think so.
YouTube, socials. Also, you can check in on our New Game Plus video game book club game of the month for the month of August. We are playing Portal, the original Portal. Very quick experience. I think you can beat it in just a couple of hours. Regarded to be one of the greatest games of all time. We'll be playing that. You can get it on Switch, you can get it on PC. I might try playing it on. There's a new PC version, or it came out in the last couple of years with ray tracing in it. So
Oh,
they
okay.
added like
Oh, cool.
updated lighting and stuff to the original game, and I
Oh, wow.
have it on PC, and it's a free download to get the like um ray tracing levels. So I might give that
Oh,
a try
awesome.
for it because I have
Yeah.
played Portal fairly recently. Also, you can follow the show at Controller Club Pod on Instagram and Blue Sky, at Controller_Club on Twitter, and at Controller.Club on TikTok, where we post some of our best clips. Also, if you are listening to the show, there is a video version, as we've been mentioning. You can head on over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, leave us a comment, hit the bell, thumbs up. It really helps out. And rate and review us wherever you're listening right now. 5 stars, 5 stars. It really helps fight against the hellscape that is the algorithm, just the absolute worst. Tom, thank you so much for joining me today. Where can people keep up with you and what do you have going on in your life?
Oh, thank you for glazing Donkey Kong Bonanza with me. Yeah, you can find me at Tom Duart, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, basically anywhere on the internet. Got a few things to plug, I guess. I wrote up a article on thedirect.com this past weekend about Fantastic Four First Steps, about Reed Richards and his kind of whole deal in the movie and what he might be teasing. So if you saw the movie, go check out that article. Also some other Four Stick stuff going on. I've got a drawing based off the movie. Don't know when that's gonna get posted, but I'm pretty happy with the progress so far. So hopefully at least this week. Potentially before the second weekend of the movie being out. So if you want to see all that, Tom Gerard, you'll find it there.
Excellent. You can keep up with me everywhere. I'm at Thuckleinfelt, TheKleinfelc, and I'm also doing a whole lot of writing over at thedirect.com. A lot about Superman and Fantastic. Super Fantastic has come and gone, but there's still plenty to talk about over on the Direct, so you can check us out over there. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of Controller Club. Thank you so much for listening. Now, let's get gaming.